Did you know that your attitude could be the key that unlocks or blocks your greatest potential? Imagine for a moment two people with the exact same job, the same skill set, and the same resources, yet one thrives while the other barely survives. What's the difference? The answer might surprise you. It's their attitude. Today, let's explore why your attitude matters more than you think, and how embracing your responsibilities can lead to a life of fulfillment and growth. We'll share some powerful stories from the Bible, connect them with real-life situations, and reveal practical steps you can take to transform your life, starting right now. Have you ever found yourself dreading a task? Maybe it's something as simple as going to work or as complex as dealing with a family issue. The task feels heavy, almost unbearable, and it's not because the task itself is difficult. It's because your attitude toward it is negative. Let's look at a biblical example. The story of David and Goliath. When David faced Goliath, every other soldier in the Israelite army was terrified. They saw Goliath as an insurmountable obstacle, but David had a different attitude. Instead of fear, he saw an opportunity to demonstrate his faith and courage. His attitude didn't just change the outcome for him, it changed the fate of an entire nation. Now let's bring this into modern times. Picture a young entrepreneur who's just starting out. The odds are stacked against her, limited resources, a competitive market, and the ever-present risk of failure. She could easily let these challenges overwhelm her, but instead, she decides to embrace them. She views each challenge as a chance to learn, grow, and prove her resilience. This shift in attitude doesn't make the challenges disappear, but it does make them manageable. In the end, her success isn't defined by her circumstances, but by her attitude. But what about responsibilities? They can often feel like a burden. Have you ever felt like the weight of the world is on your shoulders? Maybe it's the pressure of providing for your family, leading a team at work, or simply keeping your life together. It's easy to get overwhelmed and start resenting those responsibilities. Consider Moses in the Bible. He was tasked with leading an entire nation out of slavery, a massive responsibility that he initially tried to avoid. In Exodus 4, Moses even says, "Pardon your servant, Lord. Please send someone else." He felt inadequate, overwhelmed, and afraid. But as he embraced his responsibility, relying on God for strength and guidance, Moses grew into one of the greatest leaders in history. Today, responsibilities come in many forms: work deadlines, parenting, financial obligations, and more. It's natural to feel burdened by them. But what if, like Moses, you saw them as opportunities for growth? Instead of resenting them, what if you embrace them, trusting that you have the strength and resources to handle them? This shift in perspective can transform your life. So how do you make that shift? Here are 3 practical tips to help you change your attitude and embrace your responsibilities. 1. Reframe the situation. When faced with a daunting task or responsibility, try to see it from a different perspective. Instead of focusing on the difficulty, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge help me grow? Just like David, shift your focus from the size of the problem to the size of the opportunity. 2. Lean on faith and support. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Whether it's faith, family, or friends, draw strength from the support systems around you. Like Moses, who relied on God and the help of others, recognize that it's okay to ask for help and lean on your faith during tough times. 3. Practice gratitude. It's easy to take your blessings for granted, especially when responsibilities pile up. Make it a habit to count your blessings daily. Gratitude has a powerful way of shifting your attitude from resentment to appreciation, helping you see responsibilities as opportunities rather than burdens. Here's the thing about responsibility. It doesn't just help you grow, it can transform you. But growth isn't always comfortable. Think about the process of refining gold. It has to go through intense heat to remove impurities and become pure. In the same way, responsibilities are like refining fires. They test us, stretch us, and ultimately make us stronger. Let's go back to the Bible, to the story of Joseph. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. Joseph had every reason to give up, but he didn't. Instead, he embraced each challenge with a positive attitude, and in the end, he rose to a position of great power and responsibility. His journey wasn't easy, but it was his attitude that carried him through and allowed him to fulfill his purpose. Today's world isn't much different. Many people face incredible hardships, losing a job, dealing with a health crisis, or navigating personal loss. These situations can feel overwhelming, but they also have the potential to be transformative. The key is in how you respond to them. To embrace your responsibilities, consider these 3 tips. 1. Start small. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Break down your responsibilities into manageable steps. Focus on what you can do today and trust that small actions will lead to big results over time. 2. Stay committed. Once you've decided to take on a responsibility, commit to it fully. Don't waver when things get tough. Remember, commitment leads to consistency, and consistency leads to growth. 3. Celebrate progress. Take time to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. Celebrate your wins and let them fuel your motivation to keep going. This reinforces a positive attitude and keeps you moving forward. Your attitude and how you approach your responsibilities are more powerful than you might realize. They can shape your destiny, influence your growth, and determine your success. Just like David, Moses, and Joseph, you have the power to turn challenges into opportunities and responsibilities into stepping stones. So, what about you? How will you choose to view your responsibilities today? Will you see them as burdens or as opportunities for growth? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this message today. Remember, your attitude is the key. Unlock your potential by embracing it.